Thank you. Okay, so let's open Revit. So 2018. Okay, so I will create a new drawing. So we have test 2, test 3, test 4. So click here new, click on browse. Then you need to use this default metric and say okay, and say again here okay. Okay, so once you open your RT file, so you need to just save as first. Okay, so you can see the extension of this file. Just go here, file, and say save. Sorry, save. So it's convert into the RT file. So you need to give the your path. So if you go here, Revit training, then core 10, and I will just add here test 5, and it's save. Okay, so sorry. So today we are going to see in architectural tab, and one option is one ramp option is remaining here. So we need to just start. Okay, so for example, you have already level here. Suppose this level is 4 meter. Okay, right, and I want to add the suppose ramp here. So if you go to here, go to level 1. So this is my level 1, and if I click here architectural and click here ramp, okay, so you can see the same like we saw in staircase. So here the same option, base level, then base offset, then top level, then top offset. So you can see here. Okay, so if you go here edit type, so these are all option here. So I will explain one by one. So first of all, if I add here 12, so I will let you know what is the purpose for this 12. So if I see here apply and here okay. Okay, so you need to just start your RAM. Suppose if I add here RAM, right? So you can see ramp is up to 10 meter. Why? Because if you go here, so we have given the maximum incline length of the ramp is 10 meters. So suppose I want to add here 12 meter. So you can choose as per your requirement and say here okay. Right. So suppose in level 1 and level 2, it's a 4 meter difference. Okay. And I want to just start this ramp from level 1 to level 2. So suppose if I start from here, so you can see up to here, it's not continue here, because why? 12 meter I have given the length for the incline ramp. Okay, so suppose if I click here, so you can see here 12 meter of the incline ramp created, 36 meter remaining. Okay, so you suppose if I start again from this point to this point. Okay, so you can see this two ramp is joined automatically with slab here. Okay, same thing you can start here. So how much remaining? 36 meter is 36,000 of inclined ramp is created, 12,000 is remaining. Okay, and if I start again, right, so you can see 48,000 of inclined ramp created, 0 remaining. It means our ramp has been placed. So once you done, so you click here okay. If you look at in 3D view, where is RAM? We are not able to see the RAM. Why? Because we need to check in visibility graphics. So type VV. VV. Okay. And you need to go into this model category and you need to on the ramp here. So you can see ramp is off here. That's the reason we are not able to see in 3D model. So if suppose if you are not able to see some slab wall, window, door, not in your 3D view, but you have already added in plan or section. You are able to see plan in section and not able to see in 3D view. So you should go VV, visibility graphics, in model category, and you need to check those category is on or off. If this is unticked, so you are not able to see that element. So suppose if I on this ramps and say apply and OK, so you can see the ramp is added here. Similarly, if I go again visibility graphics and railing also you need to add here. So click on this railing, apply and OK. Right. So by default, railing is come here. We don't have any railing family. That's the reason it's come. It looks like. So I will add a different railing so you can see the changes. Suppose, okay, I will add a new railing. So if I go to your previous file, so you need to just open any previous file. So this is test 4. So suppose I will copy this path and go to here and go to here file and say open. Okay, and you can see test 4 is, I want to open this, right? Okay, so what I do, I will copy this railing. So you need to select this railing, say Control C, Control Tab. If you want to jump from one drawing to another drawing, so just Control Tab and then paste here. Once you paste, you can just delete this because we have added already in this file. So just click on that. Then similarly, you can just convert monowheel handrail here. So you can see your ramp with handrail is adding here. Okay. So suppose if I cut a section here, right? So I want to cut section, and if I go to say here view, right? So this is your level 1 and level 2. So level 1 means, okay, so if I go here and adjust this section here and then extend up to here and say go to view, so you can see your ramp is start from this point, okay, and up to this point. So the difference is 4 meter, right? Then if you go again and this time I will go with that this ramp option, and what I do, I will just add here this value. Okay, so first value is maximum inclined length. So as per your input, so you can give maximum incline length 12 meter, 10 meter, 8 meter, 6 meter, whatever. Okay, and then here ramp maximum slope. So here is one formula, 1 by x. Okay, so if I add the x value is this value. Suppose if I add 1, okay, so 1 by 1 equal to 1. So if I add this the ramp slope 1, let's see how it's come. So say apply and okay, right? And suppose if I start this, so you can see in one click 4 meter, sorry, 4,000 remaining. Okay, zero of incline ramp created and 4,000 remaining. Okay, so suppose I want to add here, so you can see 4,000 of incline ramp created, zero remaining, means I have given the slope 1 by 1. So I have completed this incline ramp in one go. Okay, so let's check what is the angle if I add the 1 value for x, right? So suppose if I add a section here, how it looks. If you go to view, so you can see this is your ramp, right? This one. And if I measure angle here, so type DI. Once you type DI, so modify place dimension toolbar is active, and you need to just select this angular, and you need to just click both the lines. You want to check the angle between them. Okay, so this is 45 degree. Why? because I have given the one value here. That's the reason it comes here. So generally, you are just adding the x value 8 to 12. Then you can add your RAM. If you add one value, you can get the 45-degree, but 45-degree is not possible, right? So it's very steep slope. If you see here, and if I just convert this, so it looks like, okay. So if I click again, and you can see if I add here, sorry, RAM, and if you, okay, so this initially we have given 12 value, that we have added this, okay. Then if you go again, level 1, so if I check here, so level 1 is my 0, and if I go to here, say go to floor plan, right, and I want to add here one slab, structural floor slab, and click structural, and then I want to add the slab here, okay. And I will just check, I'm not mute, okay, all good, right. So this is my slab, right, okay. Then okay, so if I click this, so this is level 1, right, and I want to add one more slab here, right. So go again, floor, and say structural floor, okay. So if I add this up to here, what is this highlight floor is overlap, means I have added second floor at the same level. So if you look at in 3D view, so you can see that's the reason this error is come here, right. So if I cut a section, okay, if I cut section and say go to view, so this is my base slab I have added at the level 1, okay, level 1, and this slab is also I have added at the level 1. Suppose I want to just increase above 600 mm, so I will add here 600, so it goes to up, or 600, or 1.5 meter, so it's up to here, right. Then if you go to 3D view, it looks like, and suppose I want to add the ramp here from this big slab to small so suppose this slab is up to here, right, and I want to add the ramp here. So you need to go again, architectural, click on ramp, right, and you need to just go here, and okay, the maximum incline length 12 meter is okay, and this slope I want to give here suppose 8, okay, and say here apply. Okay, the ramp is not long enough to reach the top constraint, change the slope or increase the length of the ramp. Okay, I will, okay, let's see, and say okay, and I want to add the ramp here, okay, up to here. So how much remaining? Okay, sorry, I will just check again. Okay, I will add here first of all, I will check. So 1 8 I have given values, and say okay, and say okay here, and suppose I want to add the ramp here, and to here, how much is remaining, not shown here. Okay, so 12 meter is okay. So what I do, I will increase the slope. So go to here, architectural, and say ramp, and go to here level 1 to level 2. Okay, so we need to give the start point and end point. So this point is our miss here. Okay, so my ramp is start from base level and top also base level, but Okay, I will show you in section. Okay, this will be cancel. And suppose if I add a section, okay, so we have already add section here. So this is my level 1, right? But above slab is not able to see. Why? If I go to here view, so this slab is not able to see this one. So if I see the gap is 1.5 and I want to see those object here. So how to set? So we have one option here. So at this level, if you go here view range, so click here. So you can see I have given only 100 mm above offset, top offset. So cut planes means this is your actual cut plane and we have given here 100 and our slab is above 1.5 meter. That's the reason we are not able to see. Okay, so guys just hold, got a mess, got a call. Okay, sorry. So let's go again in Revit. Okay, so this level is 100. That's the reason we are not able to see. So suppose if I add here 2 meter and say apply and okay. So if you go again and this cut plane we need to increase. So for example, I will add here 1.5 meter and say apply. So you can see this value, this object is added here because I have add the range here, right? Similarly for below, if there any member below this actual cut plane is my at this level. Okay, I will just explain again in section. So go to view. So suppose this is my level 1. Okay, I will take a snap here. Hmm, okay, then you need to go in yours here and then edit view range and then we are here. Okay, so you can see here level 1, level 1, my cut plane is level 1, so this level 1. Okay, so I have given the cut plane up to here 1.5 meter, this one, and I have given 2 meter range, right? So 2 meter range. So up to 2 meter range any object we can see in this plan, right? If I add any object above 2 meter, so I am not able to see in this plan. If you want to see, so you need to increase this distance. Associate level 1 offset 2 meter above, right? And this is your associate level. Associate level means your cut lane here, cut plane. Okay. Similarly, bottom level. So if any object here, so you need to just give the bottom offset, whatever x, y, z distance, and you need to give the level view. You can say view path. Okay, below this view path. So you can give these values, but remember these values you need to give in the minus values because we are represent in, we are able to see in below here. So you need to give the minus value, then you can see here those values. Okay, so I have given here 2 meter and 1.5 meter and say apply and say okay, right? Then if I go again, so this gap is 1.5. I want to add the ramp from this direction to the, from this level to this level within a 1.5 meter. So if you go here and suppose this section, I will just move side here, right? And I will just delete this span direction, right? So go to again architectural and click here ramp. Then you need to give here. So 12 meter is okay. And I will add here 8, x value 8 and say apply. Okay. And say here okay again and say okay. then you can add your ramp. Okay, so 32 is remaining. Okay, so I think we need to 1220. Oops, again we are doing same mistake. Okay, so go again architectural and click here ramp, and you need to give the values here. Okay, so our base level 1, top level also you need to give on 1, right? And your top offset you need to give 1.5 meter. Okay, because I have added these both slab at one level. Okay, base also, where is yeah, so this is our base slab and this is our top slab. So I have drawn both slab 1 and 2 at the level 1 here. Okay, so for this slab I have set 1, and for this second slab I have given 1.5 meter. So my ramp is start, base level is 0 at the level 1, so my ramp is start and finish here. So this value I have given here 0, and this value I have given here plus 1.5 meter, means 1500. Okay, so go again and you can just start. So 12 meter is okay and 8 is, and say apply and okay, then say okay here. And if you add this up to 12 meter, so you can see 12,000 of incline ramp created, 0 remaining, means your ramp is finished. And say here okay, right? After that you need to just align this ramp. Oops, sorry. So actually if you see in 3D view, I have added this ramp from this direction to this direction, right? But you can just align this. So type AL. So I want to align this up to here, and I will increase this slab up to here and say okay. Then I will just delete this ramp, whatever I have drawn. So delete also this section. Okay, and I want to move this section here. And if you check section, so your ramp is looks like okay. So your ramps is start from 0 level to up to here 1.5 meter. Okay, then after that if you go to your plan, okay, so if I click here, so first of all suppose I want to change the scale and say here fine and hidden lines. Okay, so this ram is start from this point to this point, so this is up and this is down, right? So if I click here, right, and say edit sketch, so you can see this green line is called as boundary line. So this boundary line, right? And if I click here, so this line is called as your run, and this is a riser. So this short and this long end, both the lines. Okay, you can edit this. So how? Suppose I will delete these lines, boundary lines, right? Then after that, suppose I want to go here, I want to add something or a different shape for this ram. So you need to go in boundary line and say click on that arc, and suppose this ramp is start from this point to this point, and I want to add like that, right? And same you need to select this profile and mirror opposite end, right? Then you can give the trim command, or you can use this trim symbol and then trim those line, right? So trim this line and trim this line, so you can change your ramp size, ramp shape. So if you go to again 3D view, so you can see, suppose I want to just convert this railing in this mono wheel steel handrail, so you can see your ramp is looks like. Okay, so again if you click here and go to here edit type, right? The shape first is shape thick. So we have given here thickness. Suppose if you want to increase this thickness, but make sure you need to duplicate this. Otherwise, what happen if you have already added 150 thick ramp, it is also change. So we have only one here. So I will just directly change the slab and say apply and OK. So you can see this thickness has been changed. So if suppose if I go to the section, so you can see if I measure here dimension, so you can see this thickness is 300. Similarly, if I select again this ramp, right, and go to again here edit type, then next here we have option in shape. One is thickness or one is solid. So if you want to give the solid base, so I will show you how it looks. If I select, so this thickness is freeze because there is no any thickness, it's varying, and say apply and okay. What happens, reference of highlighted dimension are not longer. Okay, so what happened, I have given the thickness, so previously 300. Okay, so I have changed the type of this slab, so I want to just make it as a solid. That's the reason this dimension is has been deleted, and he just given this message. So say remove reference means delete that dimension. Okay, and make it solid and say okay. So you can see your base has been looks as a solid here, right? You can see if I set in section, so you can see it start from this point to this point. Okay, so it looks like. Then after that, if you go and select this ramp and click here edit type, then next is this means this is related to your text. Okay, which text? If you look at in 3D, sorry, in a plan, so we have given this up and down text, so you can change the values for that also. So select, change the text height, and here text size is 2.5. And suppose if I change this, so I will just make it 5 mm. Then font also you can change and say apply and okay. So you can see this text is change here. Okay, so you can control, go again, and here the material you can assign material as per your requirement. Solid gray, suppose I want to give here solid gray and say apply and okay. So if you look at in 3D view, so you can see your material is assigned to ramp here as per your requirement. So here also, so whatever I have given here changes to this ramp is also changed because I have used the same size for the both the ramp. So if you want to change, so you should do just duplicate the ramp and just adding your values as per your requirement. Okay, then if you select again and click here edit type, okay, so you can see all those things. You can change solid to all solid to slab thickness, then you can give this thickness, then you can change the text size, then you can assign the material. So these are all your ramp related. Okay, so I will make it control C. Okay, then after that, okay, so suppose I will close this file. Okay, then after that, suppose, okay, best way we will create a new drawing for that also. So today we are going to start steel fabric, suppose steel industrial building. Okay, so I want to create a new file, right? So click here browse, use this metric, say open and okay, and save it, control save. And suppose I want to give the name for this file. Okay, you can test 5 is already done here. Oh sorry, go to this folder 410. Okay, so test file is already done. I will add here test 6 and say save. Okay, so just consider we have created this. I will show you in Paint. Okay, so I want to create some industrial shade building. I want to add some columns. Okay, like that. Then, uh, sorry, my orientation is looks like I section here. Then here I section, I section. Then here your wind column here. Right. So if I cut a section, so this is my one I section column. This is my rafter. This is another rafter, and this is column, and this is my slab. Okay, so and again we need to add here Z purlin or C purlin. Then we need to add the metal sheet over that. Then we need to add Z side girds or C side girds as per your requirement. We will see one by one all those things how to create. So before creating this, you need to add the grid lines. Okay, so let's start. So go to the structural and say grids. I want to add the vertical grid first. So suppose this is grid A, right? I want to give the grid A, and you can right click and say create similar, and grid to grid distance just here B wind column. Then again, what is the distance? It's a 5 meter. So okay, I will go again 5 meter. Okay, so suppose this is your C center, and I will add again one grid D, right? So this is your grid D, and this is your horizontal grids. So suppose I will give here 6 meter. You can give as per your requirement. Okay, okay, I will add here. So this is one, then two, and okay, so 4 by 4 is sufficient, right? And then you can just rearrange this grid as per that. Okay, so as per the standard, your vertical grid should be A, B, C, D, and your horizontal grid is 1, 2, 3. But 1 to 1 is start from below. Okay, so I will add here 1, then here 2, then here 3, then here 4. Okay, so these are all my grids, right? So you can just check the dimension. So type DI. Okay, and you can give the dimension like that. Similarly, you can give the dimension 6 meter. Oops, where we need to adjust this. Okay, so first is 6 meter. Okay, then this is new. You need to just modify. Suppose if you want to change the location for these grids, okay, so you need to select this, and automatic this dimension is active, and then you need to add your values. For example, I want to give the distance between grid 3 and 4 6 meter. So select this, those grid you want to change. So once you select, so this dimension is active to edit. So click on that and then add here 6 meter. So it's change right here. Then after that, suppose I have designed some I section as a column here, and you need to add here. So before going that, you should just set your levels also. Once you add the grids, so you need to add the levels. Okay, so suppose this is my top of slab. I will add here top of slab, 0 level, and say yes. And you can say this is my column, top of column, concrete column, sorry, steel column. So just say uh, concrete column is just say 4 meter. Okay, right? And if I extend this, so it looks like Okay, so this is my elevation. So you need to add the values also here. Okay, for the levels. And again, if you go again in plan, so this is your top up column and top up slab. So if you go to the top of slab, okay, so this is my top of slab here, and I want to add the column here. So go to here structural and say here column, and you can see concrete column and universal column, both the column here. Okay, so whatever I have designed the values for this column, it's not in this list. So you need to go here load family. Okay, and then as per our respective path on C drive, so you can go here libraries, then India. Okay, and then you need to search if you want to add column. So if it's a concrete column or steel column, so you should go here structural column folder. So double click, then you need to search steel because we want to add the steel column. So double click, and you have option here, different option. So this is AISC here, and I will just check which one is here. Pipe square I section. Yes, so you can see here you see universal column. I will just check what is the difference here. This is looks different. Okay, I will use this. So if you go down here, universal column. So select and say open. So these are different types of column size here. So you can see all the values are already filled here. Okay, you don't need to give any inputs regarding the size. Suppose I want to add this 305 305 118 UC universal column. Suppose, or you can choose any. Suppose, okay, I will go with that 305 305 118 UC and say here okay. Right, and if you go again structural column, so your column is ready to add here. You can say universal column, right? So I want to set here 305 305 and 118 UC, right? So you can see your column is ready to place here. But before going that, you need to just set as a fine, then you can see your column proper, right? So suppose I want to add here, right? And select this column. So you can see top offset, sorry, base level is top of slab. Okay, and top level is I want to set here top of column, and here by default minus 2.5 I will set here 0. So my column is set here, right? Then I want to change this orientation of this column because my major axis I want to give in this direction because I want to add the rafter with this side. So suppose this I want to align this, and my rafter is also connect to the flange of this universal column like that. So if I cut section, so it looks like, so this is column outer edge, this is your web, and this is your web also, and my rafter is adding like that. And then you can give connection here, base plate or whatever, if you want to give welded or bolted as per your requirement. Okay, so suppose you have already added this and you want to change the orientation of this column, so select and press space bar, so you can rotate in 360-degree, right, like that. So I want to keep as it is, means in this direction, right? So if you look at in 3D view, so your column is looks like, if you change this and say realistic, it looks very dark, so I will say it here shaded, so you can see your column it looks like. Okay, then after that, if you see in a elevation, so you can see your column is start from top of slab and top of column 4 meter height, right? Then after that, once you added this, so you can just simple select and say copy, right? And you can choose this intersection point and then add here. Okay, or you can just add at a grid line option. Okay, so for example, I will just delete this and go again, column. I will select 305 305 at grid location. You just select and then add here. Okay, so and finish. No column were added the document during the operation. Do you want to exist? Why not added? Okay, add grids, finish, yeah, and escape. So added here. Okay, so here we don't need to add the column. Okay, because this is our internal part. Our rafter is start from this point to this point and this point to this point. So delete. I don't want to add the column here, right? And here I want to add the wind column, but orientation I want to change here. So select, press control, select, select, select those column you need to select. You want to rotate the orientation. So select all the columns, press space bar. Okay, so you can rotate all columns in one click. You can see, you can, right? So once you okay with your orientation, so click. If you want to change the scale, so you can see your column it looks like. Again, select, press control and select all the, and then you need to set. So top of column here, and I want to set here 0. Okay, and then if you look at in 3D view, so your column it looks like. Okay, so these are my all wind columns. So I will set again this. So I want to just add here top of column and 0. It comes here. Okay, so column we have added here. Again, I want to change this wind column. Okay, so this is the my main column 305 305, and this wind column I want to just change the different size. So I have designed some uh, 205 or any size. So go again here, insert and say load family. Then you need to go structural columns, then steel. Then again you need to go universal column and say open. Okay, then after that you need to, we have initially we have added this 305 whatever size. So for wind column I have designed 254 254 by 89 you see, and say okay, right? And then these two column and these two column I want to convert. So this is initially I have added 305 305 118, but I want to change this. I want to change 254. So you can see this column is looks small as compared to this, right? So if you look at in 3D model, it looks like. Okay, then if you check elevation, so all column is placed correctly as per the height. If you go again, I want to add now rafter. So you need to go top of column. So this is your column. Again, set, you can set your scale 50, then fine, and then hidden line. Okay, so this is my column, and I want to add the rafters from here to here. Okay, so I have designed the same size for rafter also, 305 305 118, but you need to go in a beam category because your rafter is in your beam category. So if you click here, and you can see here there is no UC 305 305 118. You need to load here. So go to here, load family India, and you need to go inside this structural framing. You have option here, not in column. Column we have already added, but you need to go here structural framing. I want to load the beam category, not a column category. So go here and steel, right? And you need to see the here values, universal column. Where is the universal column? You see, yeah, here you see universal column, universal column in beam category. Okay, so you need to select and say open. Then you need to load same values of I section you have used for column. So I will use this 305 305 118 UC and say here open. Right. For example, if I add this, so you can see this is structural framing, because why I have choose from structural framing. This is beam. If I select this, so you can see structural column, but their size is same, but family is different. Okay, so it's a structural column and this is structural framing. So you should do the same thing. If you want to add a column, so you should go in structural column folder. If you want to add beam, you should go in structural framing. Okay, so go again and say beam. So your, as per our requirement, size is here. And suppose I want to add the rafter from this point, right? And from this point at the top of column, right? So we have added here. So if you look at in 3D view, so you can see rafter has been added, but you need to give the slope. So how to give? You need to go in plan and just add a section here and then cover only this frame. Okay, and then right click on that section mark and say go to view. Right, so you can see only lines here. Why? Because you need to change this detail view, detail level. So detail level right now coarse, you need to change fine. So you can see all shapes, you can see easily. Then you, if I change this scale, so we are able to see, right? Then after that you need to give here level, means your slope here. So for example, if I give here 1 meter slope from the top of the column, okay, so you can create a separate grid line. So say here create similar and you can add here, and then you can add level 3 and it's should be 4.104100. Oops, it's one. Yeah, so we need to give at least, what is the difference here? 1500. So suppose I want to give here 1 meter, right? So you can say here apex of your structure, right here. Then after that you need to break this. So type RP, reference plane, and exactly add at the center, right here. Then you need to select and then you can break this. Okay, split the element and split this beam exactly at the reference plane. Okay, so yes, so you can just align. Okay, so you can break anywhere, and this is our center of this building. So here, right? So I want to just give this from here to here. Okay, so what I do, I will increase again 1.5 meter. Yes, so total is 1.5. So we can see the slope. So you can just simple, you need to select. So right now is the zero level, because this beam we have added at the top of column. So zero level. And what is the difference here? It's a 1.5 meter. So simple, you need to select this beam and add this value here, 1500. So you can see it's incline here. Similarly, you can give the values here also, 1500, right? Like that. Then after that, you can just both the beam clash to each other, just clash to each other like that. If you look at in 3D view, so it looks like so. Okay, then after that you can trim this. So we have already reference line. So select your beam rafter, say here cut, cut those, click on that part, those part you want to cut. So select and select your reference line. So select and select your reference line. Okay, so if you look at in 3D view, so it looks like, suppose if I make it realistic and say, you can see, It's very looks very dark, so okay, I will go with that shaded again, right? Then similarly you can just give here. So for example, if I add here end plate connection, right? So I will give this detail in 2D, but you need to just flush this. After that, we will modify in our 2D connection details. Okay, so you need to just extend this up to here. Okay, and type again RP reference plane like that, and then select your Raptor. Say here cut, click on cut, and click on your reference plane. Right, then here it's very difficult to give the end plate. So for example, I will give here example new and say okay. So suppose this is my column. I will increase this thickness. Where is thickness? Okay. So this is my column and this is my web here, right? Like that. So I want to give the plate here. Suppose here, and here. And so here my I section, right? So you need to give some gap here. So your column should be above almost at least 25 to 50 mm. Okay, so if I cut section here in this direction, so how it looks. So this is my column, right? It looks like in which direction I want to see here. Okay, then this is my plate here. Okay, so this is my top up column, and then again this I section is come here, means rafter. Okay, so this gap you need to give at least 50 mm. So you can just simply select this and then add your top offset 50. So you can see your column is going up 50 mm. So you need to same here. So top offset I want to give 50. Then you can just intersect this column and rafter to each other and then add a RP. RP means reference plane. Then similarly select and click here, cut and select your reference plane. So if you look at in your 3D, so it looks like. Okay. Then similarly, you need to extend this, right? So suppose if I cut a section here, okay. So if you go to the plan, okay, here. So right now I am in pop-up column. If you go here, so you can see all the members in apex level, right here. So this is up and this is up. Suppose if I cut a section here, okay, then cut here and right click and go to view. Then you need to just adjust these levels. First of all, you need to set as a fine and hidden line, right? So you can see my rafter is here and my column is top here. Okay, so what I do, I will just exactly cut in this section through this column, and then I will give the far clip offset one, only one. Okay, and go to view. So this is exactly at the center of the column. So this column, it should be, we need to give at least 10 mm gap. So how its connection? So okay, I will let you know. So this column should be stopped below the rafter by 10 mm. So if I measure this, so it's, oops, sorry. So it's okay. So you need to draw RP here, reference plane. Then you can measure the dimension. So type DI, and what is the 667? Just consider 665. Okay. So 10 mm you need to make a gap, 10 or 20 mm. So it's a 665. So what I do, I will give the 20 mm or 10 mm gap. So 665, I will increase this 655. Right. So select this column and then add 655. So you can see this column is raise up. If you see in your 3D model, so you can see. But this column is clash with this rafter. Again, you can give the 20 mm here. So instead of 655, I will add here 645. Again, still my column is clash with the bottom of the rafter. So what I do, I will give 640. Okay, then I think I will just add 630. Yeah, it's better, right? So suppose if I give the connection here, how to connect this? Okay, so whatever we have given the gap here, so it's almost 37 mm or 40 mm you can consider. Okay, so how to give the connection between this rafter and this wind column? So we need to add here one plate below the rafter at this location where the wind column is come. So what we need to do? We need to add the one plate here and one just welded to the bottom of the rafter. Okay, so we need to weld here. So in fabrication, they are already welded this plate to the bottom of the weld rafter here. So here, right here. So we will not add this detail, but we will cover in 2D drawings. So briefly, I will explain how to cover. Okay, so just you need to just think how connection it works. So you need to just modify your 3D model as per that. Okay, so that's the reason I have increased this column by 630. Then after that, we need to give, suppose I want to give the one bolt here, right, and one bolt here. So my bolt distance is, suppose here, this distance is 35 from the top of the column. Then another, I want to add the two more bolt. Then center to center bolt is, I want to give here 75, sorry, 70 mm. And then again, remaining center of this bolt to the edge of the plate also 35. So total how much? So up to here 140. So 140 plus whatever we have given here 40 mm. So total 80 mm, 180 mm thick of this plate. And you can just give the width as per your wavelength. So then you can give some gap here also 10 mm, and then you can design this. So, and you can just mention your dimension for the horizontal location and vertical locations. So before adding your 3D model regarding the connection details, so you should think first how to give the connection detail. Then you need to modify your elements. So same thing, if I select, so what is the top of it? 633, sorry, 630. So I will copy this and then paste for this column also 630. So this column is also increased. So these are my wind column, just support this frame. Okay, so at this one level you have already added. So press, or you can just copy this rafter at remaining location. Okay, so how to copy? You can go here apex and select your rafter, both the rafter. So once you select and press control, and you can select other rafter. Okay, and say CO, or you can go here. So type CO, copy on multiple. Then you need to give the base point. So first point I want to place at the 2, I want to place at the grid line 3, I want to place at the grid line 4. Complete. Okay, and then if you look at, so this connection or this cut will be removed. Why? Because we need to go here and cut again, right? So if you go and if we have already cut section here, right? So we can cut remaining rafter by using these reference lines. Okay, so open this view and then click here, close hidden windows, right? And then click on 3D model. Okay, so you have two window, one is 3D model, one is section. So type WT. So you can see both the windows. So if you want to modify, so you can move and just click inside this, so you can modify. You can just edit this. Okay, so you can jump from one window to another window by clicking inside. Okay, so I want to trim this also. So we have reference line. So this reference line is applicable to all location because same plan. Okay, in one plan. So click here in 3D model, go here, cut, select this part, and then go to again in section and select this reference line. So you can see this member is trim. Similarly for this, so select, go inside in section, so like that. Similarly for next grid, so select, then select the reference line. So go again, select this member, then select, then you can see, select, and you can use these reference lines, then same here. Okay, so you can see. Similarly, you can use this reference line also, right? So go again, then cut, go, and then select, right? Similarly here, so select, and you need to choose this right side grid lines. Sorry, reference line. Similarly, okay, so I will trim first at the right location. So go again, trim. Then next, select and trim. Then similarly, you need to go to the left side in section as well as 3D. So we have already trimmed for this. So select and go to here and then select your reference line. Then select your member and then select. Then you can click on this maximum. Okay, so you can see the one window. Similarly, you can choose this both the window column, this one and this one, and then add here top offset 630. Oops, we need to add here also 630, like that. Okay, so you can see all the framing, all 4 bay we have added this framing, right? Then you need to add the strut beam. Okay, from connecting to the all or support to all framing here, all you can say girders. Okay, then suppose I want to add here. So I have designed the I section. Sorry, not I section, SHS. So I want to add the SHS here. So I have designed, let's say 100 by 100 by 6 SHS between the two frame. So go again structural and say beam. Oh, sorry. So you are not, or you should not add the beam in sections. Okay. So you need to go always in your plan, right? So suppose I want to add here top of the column here. I want to add the column beam here. Okay. Between two frames. So you need to go in structure and say click on beam, right? And then, oops, guys, just okay. Then you need to find your SHS value, but there is no any SHS. So go here, load family. Again, I want to add the beam. So beam should be in structural framing. Click on structural framing, click steel, and this time I want to load SHS. So you can see where is the SHS. RHS I can see. You need to search. RHS means rectangular hollow section, and SHS square hollow section. So you can see SHS. And suppose if I click here open, so these are different values here. Suppose I have designed 100 by 100 by what is the thickness? T means 8. Okay, so I have designed 100 by 100 by 6. So click here open. Then you need to you are just ready to add your column at this top of the column, right? And then you need to add from this column to this column. Okay, so you have added this column. Then you need to see in section how it looks. So what I do, I will move this section here and right click and say go to view. So your SHS has been added here, but you need to search or you need to just find the location. So what I do, I will just give here. So for example, I will add here one center line. So if you type DL, okay, and you have option here. So I will click here center line. So this is just detail line here, not reference line. Okay, I want to just give the location here. So this beam at the top of the column at the zero level, but I want to give this center of this HHS here. So you need to give minus 143 here in Z offset, right? So go here and say just minus 143. So it comes exactly here. So if you look at in 3D view, so you can see your SHS has been added, right? Then if you go again section, suppose I want to add again here. Okay, so I want to just give exact midpoint between two. So one or mid here. So 4 meter. So I want to give at exactly at the 2 meter. So you once you added, so just copy and you can just paste here. So you need to just remove this constraint and then add here. Yes, so you need to just add one detail line from this point is 2 meter. So add offset 2 meter and you can give here. And then AL, give the AL command and then you can align. Oops. Okay, so I will delete this. So first of all, we have already confirmed this level location. So I want to copy this again at this 807 below, and from here it should be 2 meter exactly. Okay, so copy, select this column, and give the CO command and remove the constraint and say just add here and say select, and then you need to add here minus 2 meter. Okay, yeah, it's taken from here. So for example, okay, so if I select this and if I give here zero value, so it comes here. Okay, and start point is 620. I will set here 00. So it comes exactly here. So select that this column and then add here minus 2 meter. So it comes here. Okay, but here top. So let's see how it's 50 mm you need to give here. So 1950. So minus 1950. So it comes here. Then one side if you added here, so select and press control and give the mirror command axis, and you have already center of this building, so select 1 point and 2 point, so it comes here in opposite direction. Then we need to add one more here, then here, and then here and here. Okay, so again you can just copy and remove the constraint and you can directly add here exactly at the center here, right, like that. Then if you given here again, so exactly mid between this and this point, so it's 75 7500 divided by 2, it's 3750. So say select and say copy 3750, it comes here. Again I will set again here 0, so it comes here, right? So if I click and I will give the start level also 0 and end level also 0, so where it comes here, because if I select, so it exactly at the top of the column here, right? And then you need to add your values. So from this point, okay, I will increase this up to here, and if I add here from this point to this point. So it's almost 623 plus 623. So select and give here 623. So it comes here. Similarly, you can reset this. So give the values here 0, then here 0. So it comes here. Then you can just add di from here to here. It's 1533. So select and add here 1533. Oops, yes, I think something wrong. So yes, so I will set here 0. Yeah, it comes here. So type di. So my point center of this SHS should be here. So what is the difference? 1390. Select and then you can add simple 1390. It comes here. Then you can delete this. Right. So once you add it to the left side, you can just select this beam, give the mirror command with axis and mirror. Then if you look at in 3D view, so we have added here, right? Then if you add in one bay, so you can just select control, press control, then select this column, sorry, this beam also, press control and select all those beams you have added because we need to copy for second bay. So once you select from 3D view and if you have open your plan, so press control tab. So you have already selected all whatever we have selected in 3D view. Okay, so yeah, we are in now on plan. So type again CO. The element we have already select and then copy and paste. Then we have add the multiple lines. So you can add here. Then if you look at in 3D view, so you can see the framing we have added horizontal members. Press control, save. So you after doing some means 10 minutes or 15 minutes, so you should save your work. Okay, control yes. So once you add all the members, so you can see we have added all the members here. Then you need to add your which next part is raptor. Sorry, when raptor it's purlins. So we need to add the purlins here, right? So how to add the purlins? So you need to go to the apex level, right? So I want to add the purlins here, here and here. Okay. So what is the purlin criteria? Okay, I will let you know in sections. Where is section? Okay, so if I add this, okay, so we need to add purlins. So from this point, right? So this point to this point, we can say here Z purlin at 1.2 meter max. Okay, so you need to add 1.2 maximum here and here also. Right, so here we need to add some purlins. So from 100 or 150 from the apex. So first purlin will be looks like. Then you need to add from here to here at a as per your 1.2 maximum spacing. Right, so you need to calculate first how many purlins you will require. Right, so if you go to the apex, right, so you need to add a first purlin. So first purlin will be just exact on the apex. Okay, so you need to go again structural and say beam and you need to load your family because we have not any purlin family. So click here load family. So you should go in again structural framing. So purlin is horizontal member. So you need to go structural framing. Then you need to search in a light gauge steel because it's a light gauge material. Okay, so light gauge steel. Then you have option here light gauge L. Then this is C purlins. This is also C purlins light gauge joist, and this is your Z purlin, and this is Z purlin. Light gauge Zs, then light gauge Z purlin. I will just search in what is the here C purlins. Then here C purlins also, and here is a Z purlins with angles. Okay, I will use this angle. Then this is C purlins, rail purlins here. Then okay, I will go with that Z purlin. Okay, this one is Z purlins. M light gauge purlins rail. But which shape? Yeah, this is Z purlins. Okay, and say open here. So you have option here again. Which type of purlin size you need to add here. So suppose I will go with that 202Z18. Okay, so you can see. Then you suppose I want to add here, here to here. Okay, and if you go to say view, so you can see your purlin it looks like. Okay, then you need to first of all add your exact number of the purlins, right? So this is my apex. So first I want to give here 100 and 100 distance between two purlins. So right click and say create a similar, means this plane, and use this offset. Then add here 100. Oops, 100 is very less. So suppose I want to give here 150. 150 is, okay, I will give here 200 because I need to add the plate here also. Okay, so first purlin will be here, right? Then after that you need to how much this one? Okay, so it's 7.13 or in at the incline from this point. Okay, so here also my first purlin we need to give 100 mm. Okay, so right click and say create similar, offset 100 mm, because you need to give some space for the plate. Which plate? Okay, I will show you here. Okay, so suppose this is my, sorry, I will add here. Okay, so this is my raptor, right? And I want to add this Z purlin, right? So you need to give some 10 mm gap between this top of the raptor and bottom of the purlin. Okay, so this is your purlin. So how it connects on the top of the raptor? So if you add here, so we need to, when this raptor is installing or fabricate, what we'll say, erection in fabrication, so they are adding a one plate here like that. So suppose this plate is 10 mm thick plate. So this plate is already welded to the top of the raptor here. Then on side they are just adding the bolt here. The same criteria. So it's 35 from this edge, 35, then 17, then 35, and then add the purlins. So if you design proper size of purlins, so you can get the exact values. Okay, so this connection, this type of it looks or it's works like that. So suppose if I cut a section in this direction, so how it looks? So this is my raptor, right? And one plate I want to add here. Okay, and one bolt here and one bolt here, and then your purlins is running behind. Okay, like that. Then here also dotted line, and then you can add your, this is your purlins, and this is again behind the plate should be shown in dotted lines, right? And then you can add the two plates, and this plate is welded on the top of the raptor in fabrication, right here. So this connection it looks like. Okay, then I want to add the first purlin here. Okay, then after that you need to just add one reference plane, give the RP. So I want to give exact perpendicular, and then copy and paste here. And if you measure this, type DI and up to here. So it's almost 7188. So 7188 divided by 1.2 meter. So almost 6 purlin I want to add here. So 7188 divided by 6. So almost 1198 my spacing. Okay, so then you need to add this reference line. Okay, so what I do, I will extend this reference line up to here and click and right click and say create similar. Use this pick lines and give the 1198, right? And then you can use this option pick lines. You can add, okay, you can add here, and then add here, here, and then here, and then here. Okay, so this is your purlin location. Okay, then if I select this, so you can see here. Okay, so you can just check the angle here. So what is the angle? Okay, so type DI and say angular. Click here, click here. It's a 11.54. Okay, and then suppose if I select this and give the cross section angle 11.54. So suppose I want to give minus values. Let's see. So you can see your purlin is parallel to this. Then simply you need to just move this at this corner, remove your constraint, and then add here is join and add here. You need to give the 10 mm gap, right? So first of all, just select and then add here 10 mm above. Okay, so you can see it goes up. Then once you're done, so select and say CO, copy, and you can use this point, untick both the option, and then you need to add. So CO and use the multiple remove constraint, then add at all location. Okay, here remove again constraint, add here, remove constraint, add here, remove constraint, add here, and same here, remove constraint and add here, and then you need to add your plate in. So those plate we don't need to model, we need to cover in 2D drawings. Okay, so if you look at, so your purlins, it looks like, right? So once you added at the one side, you can just mirror in opposite direction also. So press select and press control and then add, select all the purlins, right? And give the mirror with axis option. So you can see we have added here. Okay, like that. So if you look at in 3D view, so it looks like. Then after that, so metal sheet will become over here, right? So for example, I will take again snap, right? So our metal sheet is like that, and then they will just screw up like that. And then what about here? Okay, so you need to add the end purlin here. So mostly we are using the end purlin C channel or C shape purlins like that. And then your sheeting is looks like. Then so this is your end purlin should be here like that. But you think or you thought maybe how to connect this end purlin, but it looks like in just air. Okay, so in that case we will provide the detail like that. So we will add here one plate. Okay, I will just add here. So this is just end purlin, right? And this is my column here, right? So in that case what we need to do, we need to add a plate here. Okay, and we need to add the angle welded to the plate. So you can use the angle like that, any 45 or 50, and this angle is welded to this column like that. So when this column is in fabrication, erection, so this angle is already welded to this column. Okay, and then simply just bolting with this. Okay, so we need to add the C purlin also here. So suppose my sheet is coming in this direction. Just I have added this line work. Okay, to here. Oops, so we need to align, type AL and align this. Okay, so suppose this is my sheeting, and my sheeting is 25 thick. Okay, so just consider I have just added, right? And you need to add here side girds also, and then you can confirm your end purlin location. Okay, so similarly you can add the side girds also. Okay, I think we will see side girds in next session, and also end purlin. You can say fascia purlin, end fascia purlins. So in next session we will add side girds here, and what is the criteria for that, and then we need to add end purlin, then we need to cover this with slope roof, right? And also cover by the side by using the walls, and you can give the metal deck material. Then after that we will see how to add the roller shutter door. Okay, so we need to add roller shutter, then single access personal door here, then louvers you can add here, all three ways on both side. So all those things we will see one by one in next sessions. So I think we should stop today. If you want to ask any doubts, any questions, so you can ask.
और सर इसमें रेविट में इसको ड्राफ्टिंग का पर्पस क्या होता है हम लोग का स्टील स्ट्रक्चर को?
रेविट का ड्राफ्टिंग का पर्पस आपको, आप ड्राइंग क्रिएट कर सकते हैं और उसमें 3D मॉडल बना सकते हैं, ड्राइंग बना सकते हैं, और मल्टी डिसिप्लिन अगर है काम कर रहे हैं आप अदर डिसिप्लिन के साथ, सो दोनों डिसिप्लिन क्लैश डिटेक्शन वगैरह वो इलिमिनेट कर सकते हैं।
मीन्स हम लोग डिजाइन करके इसमें हम लोग ड्राफ्टिंग करके
एग्जैक्टली, डिजाइन आप स्टैड प्रो में करेंगे साइजेस वगैरह, और इसमें आप मॉडल बनाएंगे। ठीक है, उस मॉडल बनाने के बाद आप 2D बनाएंगे। 2D में 2D के लिए बहुत इजी हो जाता है कि ऑलमोस्ट आपने ये 3D पे से ही 2D प्लान्स वगैरह मिलते हैं, इसके सेक्शंस मिलते हैं। सो जितना टाइम आपको ऑटो कैड में लगेगा ड्रॉ करने में, इसके बहुत कम समय इसमें लगेगा, और ये थोड़ा एक्यूरेसी भी रहेगा। ठीक है,
ओके
सर मैं पूछा था एक बार रूफ दोबारा से
नीचे
एक्सप्लेन
इसमें नहीं
कर
होता है
देंगे
क्या?
सर?
हेलो
सर मैं पूछा था रूफ एक बार एक्सप्लेन कर देंगे, रूफ।
रूफ,
यस सर।
रूफ कौन सा रूफ? इस पे ऊपर
वो
वाला रूफ?
नहीं गैबल्स में सर, जो इससे पहले अपने प्रीवियस लेक्चर में लिया था।
कौन सा? अच्छा, ये वाला रूफ ना, स्ट्रक्चरल रूफ ना,
यस सर।
आर्किटेक्चरल रूफ, ये
Yes,
वाला
sir.
ना?
यस सर।
हाँ, इसमें क्या लेना है
सर वो रूफ मतलब जो ले रहे हैं वो
हाँ?
मान लीजिए 3 साइडेड है, तो वो कैसे टर्न होगा? वो मेरे में हो नहीं रहा है सर। मान लीजिए आपने तो 2 साइड लिया था, मैं 3 साइड ले रहा हूँ सी शेप में, तो उसको कैसे क्या करें?
3 साइड में ले रहे हैं? ओके, सो 3 साइड में कैसे ले रहे? क्या मुझे
मान लीजिए सी शेप में है सर, आपने जैसे एक्सट्रूजन करके उठाने का और थोड़ा सा वो करके बताया था ना।
आपको रूफ बनाना है ना? सपोज ये मेरा बिल्डिंग है,
साइड लेते हैं
हाँ।
वैसा ही एक साइड कट हो जाएगा।
ठीक है, ये मेरा बिल्डिंग है बराबर।
हाँ, नहीं बट ये इसमें सी सेक्शन में है सर, ये सी चैनल पे है।
स्क्वायर सेक्शन में दिखाइए सर,
कौन सा?
रेक्टेंगुलर सेक्शन में दिखाइए, ये इसमें नहीं।
ओके,
4 साइड रूफ रहता है ना अपना, तो एक साइड वो प्लेन रह जाएगा ऐसा, मगर उस रेक्टेंगल में ही रहेगा ना।
ओके, सपोज ये मेरा रूफ है, ये वॉल है मेरा, ठीक है
जी
सो इसमें आपको रूफ डालना है।
जी।
सो कि फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल ओवर हैंग डालना है, कितना लेना है आपको और एंग वो उसमें ऑफसेट में देना है। फिर रेक्टेंगल ऑप्शन यूज करके ये आपका आ गया रूप, ठीक है, ये वाला। सो उसके बाद क्या करेंगे आप, अगर ये डालने के बाद 3D में देखोगे सो ये फ्लैट दिखेगा। फिर उसके बाद आपको क्या करना है, ये लाइन को सिलेक्ट करना है और ये लाइन को सिलेक्ट करना है। एक
जी
बार इसको सिलेक्ट कर दिया, ये ऐसा एक सिंबल आएगा। ओके, ये सिलेक्ट करने के बाद इधर एक ऑप्शन है डिफाइन स्लोप बोल के, वो ऑन करने का। डिफाइन स्लोप ऑन करने के बाद ये आ जाएगा। सो यहाँ पे ऑलरेडी बाय डिफॉल्ट 30 डिग्री रहता है। सो आप 50 डालो, 20 डालो आपके हिसाब से। सो एक बार डाल दिया, सो अगर सेक्शन लिया तो ये रूप ऐसा दिखेगा, सिंपल। डाल के दिखा दूं?
हाँ सर, एक बार दिखा दीजिए तो ज्यादा बेटर है।
ओके, टॉप ऑफ कॉलम।
इसमें फीट और इंचेस में नहीं रहता है क्या?
फीट और इंचेस में भी रहता है ना
नहीं
सर, वो इंपेरियल बेस लेना पड़ेगा आपको।
अच्छा,
सर, मैं एक चीज और कह रहा था कि जैसे जो फैमिलीज मेरे पास आई हैं वो इम्पीरियल में है और मैं वर्क कर रहा हूँ मैट्रिक में, तो उसको कन्वर्ट किया जा सकता है क्या कोई, मतलब?
नहीं ना, ये देखो, ये शुरू में क्या करो आप इधर गलती कर रहे शायद। यहाँ पे अगर न्यू प्रोजेक्ट लिया ना, तो यहाँ पे ब्राउज पे गए आप। सो यहाँ आपने इंपीरियल चूज किया होगा, यहाँ पे ये यूएस मेट्रिक का ये मत चूज करो, ये डिफॉल्ट मेट्रिक लो। ठीक है, आपको अगर आपका यूनिट्स अगर इंपीरियल तो लो ये इंपीरियल। अगर आप इंपीरियल का बेस लेते हो और एमएम में यूज करते तो वो नहीं होगा। ठीक है,
जी सर।
ओके। एक बार एक
इंपेरियल
एक
मतलब फीट और इंचेस का रहता है क्या?
क्या,
इंपेरियल मतलब फीट और इंचेस में रहता है?
फीट में इंचेस और मेट्रिक एमएम। सो ओके, एक एक
सर
करके
वो
वो।
असाइन तो हो गया है, विंडो में था मेरा, बट वो जो लोड फैमिली से मैंने उठाया वो मतलब
सर
उसमें
आप
फिट और
बहुत
इंचेस।
कंफ्यूज कर रहे हैं, मैं अभी रूप डालू के
हाँ
दूसरा
सर, हाँ
कुछ।
सर, हाँ।
एक एक करते हैं ना। तो ये देखो, अगर ये मैं टॉप अप स्लैब पे आ गया और यहाँ पे सपोज ये मेरी वॉल्स है, स्ट्रक्चरल वॉल्स, तो ये वॉल मैंने डाल दी यहाँ पे। ठीक है, और ये जो वॉल है ये जा रही मेरी टॉप अप स्लैब टू टॉप अप कॉलम, और ये ऑफसेट मैंने बना दिया 0। ठीक है, अभी मैं टॉप अप कॉलम पे रूप डालूंगा क्योंकि मेरा वो टॉप का लेवल है। सो इसमें गया मैं स्ट्रक्चरल में, सॉरी आर्किटेक्चरल में, रूप में गया, रूप बाय फुटप्रिंट। सो ये अगर मैं ओवर हैंग देना चाहता हूँ तो मैं ओवर हैंग दे देता हूँ यहाँ पे 500 का, हाफ मीटर का। और ये जो आपके हिसाब से जो भी थिकनेस है वो नहीं मिल रही, आप क्रिएट करो, थिकनेस दे दो, मटेरियल असाइन कर दो, आपके हिसाब से क्रिएट कर लो फैमिली। ठीक है, ये होने के बाद क्या करो, ओवर हैंग देने के बाद मेरा अभी ये पूरा स्क्वायर है तो मैं ये यूज करूंगा। अगर एल शेप होता तो मैं पिक लाइन ऑप्शन करता और टिक टिक करके वो शेप पूरा करता। ठीक है, अभी मैं सपोज ये ले रहा हूँ, फिर ये यहाँ पे आएगा, ये ऑफसेट है मेरा 500। ठीक है, सो ये मैंने स्टार्ट किया और ये यहाँ पे एंड किया एंड से ओके। सो ये रूप डाल दिया मैंने। रूप डालने के बाद देखो रूप दिख नहीं रहा है क्योंकि मैं यहाँ से ऑफ है वो। सो विजिबिलिटी करो, यहाँ पे रूप ऑन करो एंड से अप्लाई एंड ओके। सो ये रूप आ गया। वापस इसमें जाओ टॉप ऑफ कॉलम में, इसको सिलेक्ट करो और इसको यहाँ पे जाओ एडिट फुटप्रिंट। सो मेरा रूप का जो स्लोप है वो इस डायरेक्शन में और इस डायरेक्शन है, यानी कि मुझे ये लाइन और ये लाइन को स्लोप देना है। सो ये दोनों लाइन सिलेक्ट करने के बाद ये देखो ये टूल बार एक्टिव हो जाता है। अभी एस्केप करता हूँ मैं, ठीक है, एस्केप करता हूँ। इसको सिलेक्ट करो, ये टूल बार एक्टिव हो जाएगा। इस पे जाओ फुटप्रिंट में, ये लाइन को सिलेक्ट करने के बाद यहाँ पे डिफाइन स्लोप आ जाता है। इसको ये देखो, ये इसको और इसको सिलेक्ट करो और यहाँ पे डिफाइन स्लोप ऐड कर दो। डिफाइन स्लोप ऐड करने के बाद ये स्लोप का सिंबल आ जाएगा। फिर ये 30 डिग्री है बाय डिफॉल्ट। फिर यहाँ से आप दोनों को स्लोप एक ही जगह से दे सकते हैं, यहाँ से भी। सो इंस्टेड ऑफ 30 आई विल गिव हियर 15 डिग्री एंड से ओके। हो गया मेरा ये वाला रूप। ठीक है, अभी ये वॉल को अगर ज्वाइन करना है तो आपको कर्सर मूव करना है, वॉल के ऊपर टैब दबाना है, सिलेक्ट करना है और अटैच बेस, और सिंपल आपको ये सिलेक्ट करना है। रूप हो गया। आर
ओके
यू गेटिंग?
सर। यस सर।
यस, और कुछ?
सर वो चारों साइड से स्लोप नहीं आता क्या?
आता है
चारों साइड से कैसे क्या आएगा? एक रिच तो देना पड़ेगा ना।
नहीं आता है, मैंने भी चारे साइड से भी किया था ना, आया है इसको।
कितने शॉर्ट वॉल है?
एक मिनट है, इसको
4 बाजू सिलेक्ट करते तो आता है।
देखो, एक ट्राई करके देखते। इसको भी दे दो, डिफाइन स्लोप दे दो, और इसको सबको दे दो। इसको कितना दें? 15 डिग्री। या ऐसा
यस लाइक दिस।
ठीक है, दे सकते हैं आप इसमें भी। हाँ।
दे सकते, मैं देखा ना आज आता है।
ओके ओके, कुछ डाउट, क्वेश्चन?
आपको नींद आ रही है?
सॉरी।
ओके, गुड नाइट सर।
गुड नाइट।
गुड नाइट। सो नेक्स्ट सेशन आई थिंक
गुड नाइट सर।
गुड नाइट सैटरडे को है अभी ना। यस, 18 और 19 को करेंगे। फिर छुट्टियां है शायद।
लंबा ब्रेक है।
हाँ, लंबा ब्रेक है। फिर नवंबर में ये करेंगे।
अंदर इसका स्टैड प्रो का है कुछ।
कैड प्रो का है, बराबर बराबर। यस यस, ठीक है। ऑल गुड। गुड नाइट ऑल।
गुड नाइट सर।
गुड नाइट, गुड नाइट।
I will